went out strong.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all came together. We kept the ball alive in the last minute, which was almost he does that. Good mistakes, you know, that's what you want your team to do. There's so much more this season to be played. And we're just gonna keep trying to get better and believe in each other.
There was some eyeballs looking to you guys right now as far as the confidence and really rising to the occasion.
Guys, for those that are new, just raise your hand if you'd like to ask a question. Go around once for everyone with initial inquiries and then come back around for follow-ups. Who would like the first question? Adam?
Gregg, to fall behind 1-0, we've seen you guys be in these positions before and you haven't been able to turn it around. What's the difference tonight?
You know, I actually thought we started the game really well, and we looked lively, and we were putting them under pressure. And I think that, you know, when they scored, it took a little out of us. It hurt us a bit. And at halftime, you know, the message is, guys, you know, we're doing well. Keep that, you know, a little bit more urgency, but keep what we're doing. Don't lose focus of what we're doing. And then, you know, we got the first goal, and I felt like we were going to get back in it. Steve came up with some big saves to preserve the tie right there, and then, you know, Bernie hits a fantastic strike. So I think it was, you know, the attitude. They were ready to win a game today.
Bob Hunter.
How important were those saves that Clark made in that, what, 7-minute stretch?
Yeah.
Everyone would have been 2-0. Can you just speak to how?
It was big. I mean, you know, Bernie scored two fantastic goals, but Steve was our man of the match, and you know he came up big, and you know he's been doing that all year. We ask him to do that. We play, you know, we try to get our fullbacks forward. We try to play attacking soccer, and you're going to leave yourself vulnerable at times, and you're going to, you know, give up some chances at times. But you know, overall, I was happy with the team performance, and Steve Clark's performance was exceptional.
Obviously, you're always going to say at the end of the day that each match is 3 points and each match is the same amount of importance, but did it at least feel bigger tonight? I mean, with this recent stretch and just the way things fell, did it at least feel like it was a more important 3 points than some?
The guys needed it. They needed a win for their confidence. I think that you know, guys were down on themselves, down on their performance, and you know, they needed that to validate it. And so it is big, but you're not going to get me to say it was bigger than other ones, because it's not. And you know, we move forward and we focus on next week.
Is there some confidence that can come out of, you know, taking the lead and then securing the win? You guys had to hold on for 15 minutes, and you know, Montreal threw everything out.
You know, that could have been more a bigger win than if you would have won 3-0. For what it does for the group to have to grind that game out at the end of the game. It wasn't pretty. Montreal was throwing a lot of numbers forward, a lot of long balls into the box, and we stayed strong, and that's a good effort by the group.
Ryan.
What's the mood? Just in, I mean, I assume positive, but just overall, did you feel even with the players just the sense of the pressure coming off their shoulders? It was down the field level. You could tell we were having a final whistle, a couple pretty exuberant celebrations out there.
Yeah, you know, it's almost. I mean, the guys are extremely happy, and you know, the pressure thing is interesting because you know we want them to play soccer. We want them to, to move the ball around, and we have to come to terms with that. And I think that when you don't get results, you still have to keep doing it and still plugging away, and we'll do that. And I think that we have to get to a point where we can perform no matter what the circumstances are. And so today was a good win because of that.
Back to the last 15 minutes of the game. Recently, of the previous games, you having troubles handling to close the game along with great goals. What do you guys did different tonight in this last 10 minutes stretch?
I don't know. I think it was desire. You always have the desire, but today it seemed like, we're winning that first header. We're getting that first header out a little bit further than normal. And, you can see guys were giving everything to get those 3 points. And, I'm proud of that effort. I think it was a good effort. It's a good, learning experience for the group to be able to go through something like that and pull it out. And I think, the next step of that is, now can we get a counterattack and score the third goal? And can we be dangerous after we're taking pressure and still have the energy to get out and, hurt the other team with some counter chances?
When you did fall behind 1-0, did you sense any feeling among the players, or did it cross your mind at all of here we go again? Did you feel anything like that when you fall behind?
It's not easy. That's the honest truth. It's not easy at home to after a great start then to give up a goal on a miscue. It's not easy, and you could see the guys got frustrated. And that's why I'm saying the message at halftime is, listen, guys, you did a lot of good things as well. Focus on the good things that we did and keep going. We identified a couple key things that would help us be even more dangerous, and we went after it. And the second half reflected that.
Obviously Bernardo was huge tonight, but those were his first 2 goals since his other 2 goals in March. Is that just who he is? Is he that guy that maybe goes away for a little while and then just goes crazy one night? Is he just kind of that spark sometimes?
Well, we don't want him to be like that. Honestly, we have conversations with Bernie because we think he's a fabulous player, and we see so much potential in him, so much ability in him. And the message to Bernie is, Bernie, you could be doing this type of stuff every single week, every week in and week out. He has virtually all the tools to be a top-level soccer player. So, I don't want him to be the streaky Bernardo Arnour. I want him to be the consistent and the threatening Bernardo Arnour on a consistent basis. It's work. It's work. It's working with him all the time, on the field, off the field, and getting him to believe that he has that quality.
It looked like you had Kevon George sinking back a little bit, and you had Barson and Francis going up the flanks. Can you just talk about how they were going inline to inline and really giving you more of a presence on both?
Yeah, Montreal does a great job in offensive transition, and the reason why is because McInerney and DeVille stay very far apart. So if you're staying with your 2 center backs, it's very difficult to mark them because they're so far apart, and the field gets stretched, the width gets stretched. So our normal game plan, it's no secret, we like to get our backs forward at all times and put a lot of crosses and a lot of pressure on the defense. But what that means is you're going to leave yourself vulnerable at times. And, that vulnerability was, we were trying to minimize that by having Kevon kind of stay and then keep a middle presence, and then the center backs could split a little bit wider.
Obviously, you've been close to that last playoff spot, but now that you've got the win, can you just speak to how serious it is to go 16 games without only 1 win? Is that?
Yeah.
You're getting tied.
It honestly didn't feel like that. What it felt like was we're on a 2-game losing streak. That's what it felt like because, there were some good moments in there, right? And we went to Colorado and clawed back into a match, played a fantastic game and ended up tying 1-1. So, there are a lot of positive moments. And I'm telling you, this is a team in development, and we try to take positive out of, even draws sometimes. Our home record, we want to be better, and we want to win more at home. There's no question. But I think that, we've been sticking together. The guys have been strong and focused on playing and focused on a positive result. So I think, it's good to finally get a good result. It's great. We're proud of him. You know, he's made a big difference in the group, and you know, he's steady and he's, you know, intelligent player, and you know, he deserves it. And you know, we're proud of him as an organization.
As you talked about there being maybe a lack of confidence in moments we've seen in recent games, was Bernardo a guy that was lacking? Did you identify being lacking in some of that? Did you see sort of go back to that?
Well, you know, I'm not going to single out anyone in this case, but I would say it was across the board. I mean, you can look at the games, right, and look at the moments. Look at the last minute of Kansas City. It was, you know, we lacked some focus there, and I think that, you know, it's a long season, but the urgency and the desire that we play with today, you want that to be every game, every minute of every game, and that's what we're striving for.
Last couple, Andrew came in, Andrew last night.
Obviously, you talked a little about Steve Clark. He made a lot of saves tonight. He makes a lot of saves all the time. But tonight, he seemed, especially, you know, vocal and yelling at the guys, whether, you know, good or bad, whatever. He was sort of that leader out there that you want him to be. And I know we've talked before about how, you know, that's just sort of an attribute that he has. But on a night like tonight, do you see that more? Do you see him, you know, sort of developing into that vocal leader from the back that you want him to be?
He does that naturally. You know, he's vocal and he's a leader, and you know, he has such a desire to win. And such a competitiveness in him that, you know, you don't see in many guys. And, you know, that was one of the things we focused on when we brought him in. You know, we knew he had that quality, and it's about channeling that and using it in a positive way, and being able to give clear information and lead the back line. And, you know, we believe he can do it.
Can you evaluate the contribution of Aaron Schoenfeld coming in after a successful stint with Dayton, and he just had an impact immediately getting that header to go off the crossbar, or I'm sorry, the post, and just, yeah, can you talk about what
Yeah, that was great, right? What a substitution that was, huh? No, you know, Adam had a fantastic week. He put a lot of energy into this week, and we felt he was running out of gas. You know, I was pleased with the way he performed as well. And, you know, so we thought he was running low, so we brought Aaron in, very similar players. Aaron's a little bit more mobile, and, you know, he's big and he's aggressive, and I thought he did a good job. You know, he hasn't been with this group playing very much, right? And, you know, he did a good job.
Anything else, guys?
Yes.
The last one.
Most of the game, you have people on Michael defending, but it looks like when you have more people in the back is when Montreal create more danger. What do you think of that?
I have to look at that on tape. You know, that's very difficult to comment on now. But, you know what?
When the goal came, you got falling back, and then the other shot was like that fall back.
Yeah, the goal, we lost the ball in a bad spot. You know, we gave the ball up in our build-up, and, you know, I see that as a counter opportunity. But, you know, I think that you're always working on closing down the ball and putting pressure on the ball, and that's a very important aspect of our game. So if we're, you know, back in our defensive third, we want to aggressively pressure the ball. We don't want to let them be able to play through us. And at times today, they did play through us. And, you know, so to answer your question, I think the ball pressure had a lot to do with it.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're all over that.
I call it ninja outfit.